Hi, friends. Welcome back to the Introverted Leadership Podcast. As we step into 2026, I've been sitting with a different kind of reflection. Not the usual New Year questions about doing more or pushing harder, but something quieter. How do I work smarter? How do I create more impact with the time, energy, and effort I already give? Because if you're anything like me, and many mid-career leaders I work with, effort isn't the problem anymore. You're already working hard. You're already committed. You're already balancing a lot. So if this year is going to feel different, it won't be because we add more to our plates. It will be because we become more intentional about where our energy goes. This realization didn't come from one big moment. It came from a pattern I started noticing over time. There were situations where I was fully engaged, putting in the hours, showing up consistently, doing all the right things, and yet something still felt off. Progress felt heavier than it should. Certain leadership moments drained me more than others, and even wins didn't always feel satisfying. That's when I started asking myself a different question. If effort isn't the issue, then what is? What I kept coming back to wasn't productivity, it wasn't motivation, and it wasn't discipline. It was alignment. Alignment between how I naturally think and process, how I lead and make decisions, and what my role was actually asking of me. When those things lined up, work felt lighter, even when it was hard. When they didn't, everything required more energy than it should. Not because I wasn't capable, but because I was forcing myself into a style that didn't fit. And here's what I've learned over time. When your leadership approach aligns with who you are, effort compounds instead of drains. Confidence feels steadier. Decisions come with less second guessing, and impact grows without constant pushing. But when that alignment is missing, even small frictions start to add up. Energy leaks everywhere, and working harder becomes the default solution. Leadership today is more complex than ever. Hybrid work, constant change, ambiguity without clear answers. There's no single leadership style that works everywhere now, and there's no single definition of what good leadership looks like. The leaders who thrive aren't necessarily the loudest or the busiest. They're the ones who understand how they process pressure, where they create the most value, and which environments bring out their best thinking. And that kind of clarity doesn't limit growth. It focuses it. This is something I see again and again. Alignment doesn't start with change, it starts with awareness. Understanding your leadership style isn't about putting yourself in a box. It's about removing the quiet friction of working against yourself. When you know how you're wired to lead, you make better career decisions, manage energy more intentionally, and build impact without burning out. So as you step into this new year, if you've been asking yourself why some work feels heavier than it should, how to create more impact without doing more, or what you should lean into, and what you should stop forcing, it may be time to get clearer on your leadership style. Not to label yourself, but to align your effort with what actually fits you. If that resonates, I've created a free leadership style assessment designed to help you understand how you naturally lead and where you create your strongest impact. It is on www.introvertedleadershipwithivy.com because alignment starts with awareness, and 2026 doesn't need more effort. It needs better alignment. Thank you for tuning in today. If this episode resonated, I'd love to hear what stood out for you. Leave a comment or share it with someone who might need it. And if you're looking for more leadership tools, stories, and introvert-friendly frameworks, you can find them through my LinkedIn newsletter, the Introverted Leadership Podcast on YouTube, and the free resources on my website. Until next time, lead quietly but confidently.